Okay. Yeah, they're not wrong. Ortiz is fighting better, but yeah, she's trying really hard right now, and I don't know if that's the right idea. I don't know if that's a good thing that he's trying so hard. Here we go. Oh, come on, bro. Really? All right, bro. Yeah, it's another good round for Ortiz, but he's, again, spending a lot of energy. I think later in the fight, Keyshawn's going to be in much better shape. So I don't know about that. Itamoa? Itamoa? I think Keyshawn still has this, man. I think Keyshawn's going to be fine. Yo, why isn't my stream showing up? There we go. Finally. Finally, finally, finally. Here, great. Nice 1-2 from Davis. Nice shots by Ortiz. I might give it. No, I'm going to give it 3-1. I don't think Ortiz won round 3, actually. I remember that round ending and being like, he didn't actually win that round, though. I think it's 3-1 Keyshawn. Keyshawn's got the better offensive skill set for sure. Keyshawn 100% has better offensive skill set. The fans give all 4 rounds to Davis. I don't know about the last round. I think Ortiz worked really, really hard in that last round to get around, and you should give him credit for that. I don't think he's winning this round, though. Nice body shot from Keyshawn. You could see how and why he stops people. And ooh, nice overhand from Keyshawn. Pretty overhand. Slip there from Ortiz. Little slip there. No, little slip. Ooh, nice double left there from Keyshawn. Little Sugar Ray. Right off the gloves. Contact there from Keyshawn. No, grabbing the back of the head there. Not allowed. He's trying to come for it. Keyshawn's making him pay for it, though. Nice straight by Keyshawn. I think Keyshawn wins this round too. Ortiz is trying very hard, but giving him funny looks now. Nice burst inside. Nice lands by Ortiz, but Keyshawn lands back with a few shots. Now I got a 4-1 Keyshawn. This guy's got a 5-0 Keyshawn. I want to blame you. Ortiz doesn't really have anything for Keyshawn. That's kind of the problem. Ortiz doesn't have anything for Keyshawn. That's really the problem. I don't know what Ortiz is going to hit Keyshawn with. Keyshawn would just snap him back. Keyshawn's got hands, man. He's got really nice offense. Really long, clean strikes. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah. Oh, there's Eubank, too. Eubank's also in the crowd. Yeah, Davis is leading with the jab. In a way that I don't know that Ortiz is. Nice 1-2 with the jab from Davis. Turns his hand over there. Not sure what's there for him. And a forward punch. Ooh. Off the hands there. 1-2 to the body on Ortiz. Yeah, Davis cornering him with almost nothing but footwork. The fans are booing because there's so little action. I assume back from Ortiz. It's probably Ortiz fans booing. But Ortiz is not really able to challenge Davis here, and you can tell that he's really the quizzical one here. Ortiz is asking himself a lot of questions right now. Ortiz is asking himself a lot of questions. You know, this isn't the most exciting fight in history. This is hardly the most exciting fight in history. Now let's see what's up in this UFC main event here. Diego Lopez. Good left from Jermaine. I don't know if you give him the round off that. Keyshawn's won the rest of the entire round. Miss by Ortiz there. A couple more misses. Ortiz bursts forward and gets clenched on. Moves his head a bunch. Doesn't land anything. Good round by Keyshawn. Not really sure what Ortiz is even doing, to be honest with you. AJ Brown with Teofimo. Let's make a 5-1 Keyshawn. And I got 5-1 Keyshawn right now. Yeah, that guy in the comments on what I just said. Ortiz is way in his own head. Ortiz is way in his own head. And I have no idea why Teo isn't in his kit yet either. That is interesting. I feel like Shakur has had his hands wrapped way earlier. I'm not sure what Teo is doing. It is a very home fight for Teo. I do kind of worry where it's like you're a New York fighter and you're fighting at MSG. I kind of worry how much shit did you have planned for this day? I mean, we've seen fighters literally party the day of fights with like Daniel Dubois, no? So like there is precedent for a fighter just partying before. I'm not trying to say anything bad about Teofimo or like spread rumors, but like why are you not in your kit right now? Why are you not in your trunks right now? It's very strange. He's out here taking pictures with AJ Brown. If that picture is live. If it's not live, but like Ortiz isn't doing anything. There we go. But yeah, Ortiz is very, very in his own head right now. Ortiz is very, very in his own head right now. Here comes Volkanovski out to the ring. But yeah, I mean, Ortiz is providing some volume, but I'm just not seeing him win rounds here. He might be winning this round. Nice swings. Nice shots. Keyshawn misses with the left there. Or a right, rather. That was a right, not a left. I'm dumb. Inside work from Ortiz. I just don't like the way Ortiz is fighting, so it's hard to score rounds for him. That's closer to an Ortiz round than anything I've seen in this fight, though. But I don't know if anyone's going to give it to him. I mean, I gave Ortiz, I believe, round 2. Because he did some good work to the body in round 2. He's going to need to. But yeah, I see people not giving it to him either. I kind of do want to have it be 6-1. I don't really feel like Ortiz has to work so hard. That one, you know what? It was round 3 that he won, and he had to work so hard in that round. He had to work so hard. And he didn't work as hard as he did in the round that he won in that round. So, I mean, I'm just saying. Yeah, you know what? I could go up here and give one of these rounds to Ortiz. This guy says it's 4-3. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? See, I'm worried I'm getting swayed by that guy who says it's 7-0. I'm not trying to listen to these people. I kind of got it 5-2. Because I think Ortiz, you could have said that Ortiz won that round. You could have said that he won the round before. A lot more rounds he definitely didn't win. Ortiz, yeah. Turning orthodox and southpaw. As here comes Volk versus Lopez. It is time. Nice straight jab there by Keyshawn. Yeah. Take a lift there by Keyshawn. I got a 5-2 Keyshawn, but that is conservative. That's generous to Ortiz. Keyshawn's winning this round as well. You kind of have to take the jab away from Keyshawn to score anything for Ortiz, honestly. Keyshawn is the only fighter jabbing, it feels like. It feels like. A nice 1-2 for Jermaine. Yeah, nice shot there by Davis. Very clean shot. Some wrestling in here. Yeah, okay. The ref telling him to stop wrestling, which is good to see. No, I mean, this guy's got a point, man. He's a... Ortiz working to the body a decent amount. He's made some investment to the body. That's why I've given him 2 rounds. It is a little generous, though, because I don't see him having a way back into this fight. Keyshawn's winning this round. Another nice shot. Ortiz can't really damage him, and he's clearly so in his own head. Ortiz is just very, very heady. Genuinely. That's a good word. It's very nervy. There, he's pushing him back now, but Keyshawn just grabs. Ooh, nice 2 there from Ortiz. Nice cross. But the only thing he's landed goofy little jabs off Keyshawn's guard, not really bothering him, making him stumble back. Lands a little counter punch there. Crowd boos. It really isn't a great fight. There's not a lot of chemistry. Ortiz just can't figure out how to land anything of substance on Keyshawn. He really can. It could be 7-1. I've got it 6-2. And again, that's generous. You know what? No, I'm gonna honestly go back on that and say 7-1. I want to change my mind. I really do think it's 7-1. I think that's really the score. Yeah, see, I mean, like, Ortiz is not doing it right now. And you know what? Yeah. Let's switch the scoring to Volk versus Lopez after this first Volk-Lopez round. Because I'm going to be paying a little more attention to that because Keyshawn's got the lead in this fight here. Very pro-Volk crowd. Home crowd for Volkanovski, certainly. Yeah, the style matchup in this Keyshawn fight isn't great. A shot to the head by Lopez. Volkanovski clearly not really affected by it. Oh, there I am. Hi, guys. Nice exchanges between Davis and Ortiz. Davis still working, but the punches have nothing behind him. It could be the comparison between the sharpness of Davis's punches, but I think Ortiz's punches just look a little weak. His hands just seem a little weak compared to Davis, sadly. Ortiz has some nice shots in this round, though. Moving forward at him, but Keyshawn is really nailing him with every counter shot. But it's not a great style matchup. Keyshawn's a very fun fighter to watch, but this is not the right fight for him to make entertaining results, really. There's a lot of very awkward pauses, and Ortiz is very, very unsure how to get inside, and again, very, very in his own head. It's very awkward. Ooh, nice shot there by Keyshawn. It's another 1 round there for Keyshawn. 8-1. Head kick for Lopez. And there, Teofimo finally getting into his kit. At least somewhat. Little ball attached to his head. Good entry into a takedown, hopefully by Volk, trying to wrestle Lopez to the ground. Let me put my headphones on the mic. Maybe that'll work. Maybe you guys can get audio that way. Hold up. Brand new technique. Will this work? Will we get copyrighted? Brand new technique. Will this work? Will we get copyrighted? I mean, I hear it better than I did, but it's still not great. Uh-oh. Start around 10. Big right hand from Davis. I didn't really see much from Lopez there in that first round. Very boring first round in the UFC fight as well. Kind of a boring first round there in that UFC fight. People are just mad. Yo, Ben has just been there chatting with. I assume that's his girlfriend. Let him live, bro. Better BF has been locked in though, but I mean, Better BF could just be feeling nothing. He's gonna look locked in. He looks perpetually locked in, just sitting there. There we go. Ortiz really sweeping shots here at Davis. Nice shot there by Davis. Another good one, too. Decent straight. Big overhand there from Ortiz. A little bit low there from Davis. Really should be 9-1 here. After this, I see nothing from Ortiz again. And Lopez moving forward. Volk missing with the jabs. Lopez still moving forward. Uppercut back from Ortiz with a slip from Davis, and a nice uppercut by Davis. And another nice left hook by Davis. He's really sitting on his shots and slips just in time to not get caught back by Ortiz. Just a little step ahead of Ortiz, and what decent exchanges there have been. There haven't been many, though. Ortiz has some punch slips, to be honest. They're not pretty, but he does some nice little slips that stop Keyshawn from hitting him too hard. And he's done enough decent work on the inside. It's just not very pretty from Ortiz. The good work that he does isn't very visually appealing, to be honest. Keyshawn's been in his head from round one. He can kiss at him and, mock him and taunt him. It doesn't matter. He's been in his head. He's been winning the fight from the beginning of the fight, so I don't really know what the point is. Keyshawn, all Keyshawn's had to do is just pop combos off this, dude in front of him the entire fight here. Jermaine Ortiz has not really offered very much. His hands just don't seem heavy compared to Keyshawn's. Keyshawn's shot seems strong and fast and crisp. They're already looking at the swelling here. Yeah, people have been saying that this fight's not going to go 12. I kind of believe it. But he's not done. He's not done yet. It's not great, but he's not done yet. Nice couple bumps there from Keyshawn. Jermaine, nice straight back the other way. Ooh. Big shot from Keyshawn. Big 1-2 from Keyshawn. Ooh. 1-1-2. Chris Mannix from DAZN gives around 9 to Ortiz. Ooh, and there's a body shot that drops Ortiz. Brutal body shot from Keyshawn. Lovely left. He's dancing. I think this thing's over. He's up at 9. Keyshawn was dancing. He's got to close it out now. He was dancing. He might live to regret it, but yeah, that was a great body shot. Nice uppercuts. I feel like he knows how to finish this guy. People have been saying there's going to be a finish. It's another great left there. Yeah, the ref isn't letting him clinch or hold. That's right. 2 big lefts. Yeah, Keyshawn is really throwing himself into those body shots, and he should be. He damaged him to the body. Ortiz just trying to get back to the corner. Hits him across that big cut on his left eye. It's some brutal pugilistic action. Turkey standing up in the front row. Keyshawn in the black trunks stalking the enemy. Nice. Nice left hook. Turn that jab into a weapon and then a big overhand right. Not a ton of volume from Davis, but the shots that are there are big shots. Nice straight right there. The guy in Ortiz's corners, yeah, and it's the second time. It's the second time that he's landed a low blow. Big shot across the bow from Keyshawn, chasing the finish here. Keyshawn hands up, misses. Seems like he's lost a little bit of steam since he was chasing the finish. I mean, he is still chasing the finish since he initially landed that damage. I mean, Keyshawn's got him back in the corner now, stalking him against the ropes. Yeah, it seems like he's expended some energy here. He might need until round 12 to get restarted, but it's a nice right hand. It's another nice right hand. Right under that bruised left eye of Ortiz. He's got to be damaging that more. Davis, did he get hurt there? Yeah, something happened with his eye. He definitely is wincing his eye there. Definitely a wincing eye there from Ortiz. Something happened, maybe a thumb. Thumb of the glove. Combo is in here from Ortiz. Keyshawn's got to roll out. He's not going to get it in this round after that. He's not going to get the finish in this round after that. Ooh, but it's a nice 1-2 to finish the round. And man, Ortiz's eye doesn't look good. Ortiz's eye does not look good, guys. Ortiz's eye does not look great. Ortiz has to protect that eye, but it was a body shot that rocked him. Ortiz not having a fun night, man. Ortiz really not having a fun night. Keyshawn's absolutely been running the show. By the way, it's definitely 10-1. It's definitely 10-1. 10-1 Keyshawn. 1000%. Nah, it's crazy that he got up. He's tough to get up. I see Lopez rumbling in this UFC fight. Not sure how they're scoring this UFC fight right now, but I want to be here front and center for Teofimo versus Shakur, scoring that round by round. They're looking at the eye. They're booing the doctor. These New York State doctors, man, it looks pretty closed to me. It looks very closed to me. They said he's good to go. They said he's good to go. Yeah, keep it clean last round. They're going to let him go. It looked pretty close to me, but it was a little open. It's very swollen, though, but Davis is going to be looking for a finish. Davis is going to be looking for a finish. Man, that's a wounded opponent here for Davis. Big body shots. Oh, my stream buffering a little bit, unfortunately. Big body shots from Keyshawn here, hunting the finish in round 12. Ortiz tired, but Stevenson also understandably tired. Looks like my stream died. Apologies, guys. I'm sorry, guys. If there's a finish happening right now in that fight, I'm not sure. Because my stream is dead. Tragically. Yeah, not working. Alright, let's see. And let's just this UFC fight on for a minute. But sorry to not have updates on Davis versus Ortiz. Ooh. And I think Keyshawn got the KO, it looks like, from that comment section. Keyshawn might have gotten the knockout here. No, it's not over yet. It's not over. Just trying to find a stream. That isn't full of porn ads. Lovely. More porn. I want to watch the fight. Stream offline. Okay. Here we go. 18 seconds left in the fight. Ooh, he knocked him down again with another body shot, and they call the fight off with 11 seconds left. Davis wins. He really had to wear himself out there to get that finish, but with 11 seconds left, he gets it done. Hammering body shots the whole round. Those big left hooks to the body from Davis over and over and over again. He really favored that left hook late in the fight. I think that left hook's a little easier to throw than that right hook late in the fight. Ortiz took a lot of damage, especially to that eye of the doctor, straight into the ring, and it's a knockout for Keyshawn Davis with only 11 seconds left in the fight. The doctor called it off the second that body shot knocked him down. Let's go back to the UFC fight, but that was an impressive win for Keyshawn Davis. He definitely won that fight 11-1 if you care about the scoring. Of course, won that last round. He was just hunting a finish that entire last round. Incredibly annoying ad. But impressive finish there by Keyshawn. And impressive victory there with a 10-round margin by Keyshawn Davis. Honestly, a pretty brutal beatdown in the end. Ortiz really didn't have any offensive answer back. And at the end of round 3, I'm not scoring Lopez versus Volkanovski. But it'll be interesting to see what people are saying. They scored the first 2 rounds for Volkanovski. Apparently, this expert here on CBS Sports take that seriously. The serious opinions are on Twitter and Reddit, as we all know. But yeah, it's going to be hometown judging, too. So if he's up 2-0, we'll see. It's probably not looking good here for Lopez. But that was an impressive performance by Keyshawn Davis, to be honest with you. He was dealing with a very awkward opponent. I think that's really what was so tough there. I think I think Ortiz annoyed a lot of people there with how he approached this fight. Very wonky, very unconventional. And Keyshawn just stuck to his game plan, brought his usual offensive skill set. That's the one thing that's always going to show up for Keyshawn Davis and always has in his career. But I don't necessarily think this was like a fight that people are going to see as like respectable. I don't know if it'll age particularly well. Jermaine Ortiz didn't really present any significant challenge, to be honest with you, unfortunately, to Keyshawn Davis, other than that awkwardness. And it just seemed like the entire night Keyshawn's strikes had more finish to them, more snap on them, more speed. And I think that Ortiz realized pretty quickly that he was in there with somebody who could simply out hit him. And it was also, I think both fighters looked pretty big for the weight, but Keyshawn moving up to this weight definitely still has power at this weight, being able to knock somebody out with a body shot in your first fight at a new weight class means that your power isn't a joke. But you can tell from that entire fight that his power isn't a joke. You gotta love an American fighter who really leads from his hips like that and swings from his hips like that. So yeah, that was a good performance from Keyshawn. I want to see him fight somebody better. I want to see him fight another top American fighter, preferably, and give himself a real test. But he's only 13-0. He's 14-0 now. So we'll see how long that's gonna be. Who knows in boxing how many more fights he's gonna have on undercards of big events like this? But he's already become a staple in that regard. But I cannot believe we're about to watch Teofimo versus Shakur. I'm very excited for this fight. Say in the chat who you or actually vote in the poll. Sorry, who you think is gonna win. But I've got a poll up in chat who you think is gonna win. So throw a vote in there. Teofimo, Shakur. Yeah, I got to vote for Shakur in the chat. Hell yeah. We had to vote for Shakur in the chat on the NPC fight stream as well. Volkanovski versus Lopez, round 4. Ooh, and that's a low blow. Volkanovski apologizing. Kicked him right in the nether region. They give round 3 to Volk as well. But they're going to give him 5 minutes. He's apologizing. Lopez. It's been a tough fight, and it's a tougher fight now. Most certainly a tougher fight now. Volk. Lopez trading in the center of the ring now. Lopez seems to have recovered well enough. Big elbow there. Misses. Volk with a couple jabs straight on. These two are very fun to watch exchange. A lot funner than Keyshawn and Ortiz. Nice shot there in the clinch by Volk. Yeah, Volk is winning these exchanges for sure. Even as the smaller fighter. Lopez is kind of accidentally leaning and lurching into a lot of Volk's shots. Whoa, big missing kick. Volk can't counter on it. It's 4-0 Volk. This isn't terribly close. Definitely a 4-0 Volkanovski fight right now. As we should be headed to the main event here of Teofimo Shakur. Teofimo versus Shakur is probably not going to start for a minute yet. I mean, these people have been joking about how long of a delay there's going to be. I mean, Teofimo wasn't even in any kind of boxing gear until like half an hour ago. I was just saying, like, he's fighting at MSG tonight. I kind of wonder what he's got going on during the day. You do have to kind of wonder about that. Volk leading with the jab. Lopez kind of cycling backwards. Volk definitely established in the center of the ring. Called out Devin Haney. That's funny. Devin Haney versus Keyshawn. I mean, yeah. You need somebody who can actually trade hands with Devin Haney, and Devin Haney actually does have hands, like somewhat. He is boring and defensive, but like man, he can actually punch. And you need somebody, definitely more entertaining than Forrest to trade back with Keyshawn. We haven't seen anybody who can really make fireworks with Keyshawn yet at that top level. But I think the Devin Haney fight for him would be a little soon. But hey man, Devin Haney has made a habit of picking off guys early. To be honest with you, he's made a habit of picking off guys who get overly ambitious and call him out. That's a Devin Haney classic. That's a Devin Haney special. Volk's taking the back here. It's probably just 5-0 Volk, man. I mean, I don't even know that he's losing this round. Lopez landed a jab pretty hard, but it was just well timed. Lopez trying to take the back. Volk fighting it. Lopez still on the back. Can he get the choke in? Volk both hands to the ground. Gets one hand off the ground and lifts Lopez up into the air. Off the ground. Lopez fighting the hands. What can Volk make happen? Can he drop him? Volk still playing the hands. Volk to the inside. Shots to the body by Volk. Lopez just clinching against the cage. I think he's probably hunting another takedown. He's a lot of steps away from a submission now, and even more as Volk switches and puts Lopez back to the cage. Lopez. And Lopez very, very tired this deep into a 5-round fight. Very, very clearly. Very, very clearly. There you go with a Kimura. Volk rolls out of it. Volk rolls over. He's desperately just spamming submissions here. Volk, he's got his arm somewhat. It's creative. Volk trying to get out. It's not deep. He looks up at the clock. He's trying to get his knee down into his face. There we go. Something gets out. There we go. And the crowd bursts into applause as Volk gets out into an incredibly awkward position. The crowd roars its approval. Very, very interesting position here as he's pumping his fists. Ridiculous swinging back post. Teofimo finally in his ring kit. There we go. Gorgeous Brooklyn-made robe. Shakur looks like he just woke up from a nap. And great shots there at the end. Ground and pound from Volkanovski. And that is an easy 5-0 win from Volk for sure. I don't know how you give a round to Lopez in that fight. Definitely a win for Volk. 100% a win for Volk. 50-45. Teofimo, I'm just not liking the vibes here from Teofimo pre-fight. Oftentimes I get correct vibes pre-fight a lot of times from locker room shots and fights like this. And Teofimo showed up late, seems energetic, seems like he's ready to party already. Shakur seems a lot more about his business, and that's good to see. Shakur definitely seems a lot more about his business, and that's good to see for my pick. And Shakur looks like he's beginning his ring walk. And I am very excited for this fight. As a boxing fan, as a New Yorker, let's do it. Honestly, I hate to be a New Yorker and root for Shakur. But honestly, as a boxing fan first, I just think Shakur is a better fighter. I think he's going to win. Teofimo, it's the hardest fight of his career, and it's good to see that Shakur is treating it like it. I think Teofimo already seems to be treating it a bit like a payday. Why are you showing up that late? Why are you dancing? You're going to get paid nice for this fight. I mean, it seems like Shakur has gotten paid like this for fights before, and Teofimo hasn't. I don't know. Teofimo fought Lomachenko. I fought him in the bubble. There's no gate for a fight in the bubble, so maybe I'm onto something. But like it just feels like he's a fighter from New York fighting at MSG. You know, what are you doing all afternoon? Act like you play for the Knicks for a day, I guess, you know? Act like a rock star for the day. Go around shopping, hanging out with your homies, whatever the fuck, partying. Partying really is what I'm worried about. Daniel Dubois. Like, genuinely, get the whole crew together. Get all your uncle's friends together. Your dad's friends together. We've seen fighters do it in the past, man. I have no faith. If he's up there jumping, hopping around all happy, like, I'm sorry. This is the biggest fight of your career, the biggest hometown fight of your career. Like, wait to party after you win. But the problem is, with some of these fighters, the paycheck is so big that they're gonna party if they lose. They're just gonna party for months if they lose anyway. So they don't care. So they show up and they party before the fight. And like you have to fight Shakur Stevenson at MSG, bro. Why are you jumping around and happy? Why are you showing up 30 minutes late to the fight? Full stop. You also have to rep your city. It's New York City. This is the cradle of boxing, man. You have to like represent the tradition here. You have a city to represent. It's literally on your back. And I get that New York is all about the nightlife, but man, come on, like it's for after the fight. It's for after the fight. And I'm not necessarily saying anything about Teofimo Lopez, but like get ready for the excuses. Get ready for the excuses if he loses. All I'm saying. Volk, let me go back and hear what these scorecards were on this Volk Lopez fight here. And it's great seeing you guys tonight. Vote in the poll in chat. Teofimo or Shakur, who do you have? Teofimo or Shakur? Still. Okay, yeah, Volk, 50-45. I think maybe one of the judges gave him a round. But it's a great win by Volk. He really, really gave he really gave him fits, man. He really gave him nightmares. It's gonna be a big fight. Man, Teo versus Shakur. This is a big, big fight. It is funny that Michael Buffer is here for the main event. It is very funny that Michael Buffer is here for the main. I think I might keep this comment up for most of the fight. But they just got Michael Buffer for the main event and nothing else. That is funny. And here comes Shakur walking out to the ring now. Be back in just a minute with a drink. Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. Bud in the ring with Shakur. Let me see if I can get some audio on this fight. I love audio. Audio. Wow, this stream is just not going to let me unmute. Let me see if I can find a stream where I can actually get some volume. This one doesn't work. Oh, here we go. Okay. Nice. This stream works. Is Spike Lee in the ring? Bro. There we go. Nice. Hey, I got audio finally. And here comes Teofimo Lopez out to the ring. Okay, I see. Why is Teofimo really doing the most here? What is with the breakdancing show, man? Teofimo, can we fight, bro? Teofimo's really gonna come out to this and then get smoked by Shakur. This is just pissing Shakur off. This is just pissing Shakur off, bro. What's that guy's hello? Alright, we got the main event. Let's go. The main event of the evening. Let us go. I'm gonna try to turn my volume off enough that maybe there's enough for you guys to hear it too. So I'm gonna put my headphones a little on the front of my head like this and see if the sound leaks through to y'all. Let's try that. I might look a little goofy, but I already look a little goofy to begin with, so what's the problem? Here we go. It's intro time, boys. Big fight between two Americans, man. This is crazy. MSG. Great night for boxing, for real. Hope it's a good one. Hope Teofimo is not. Off the line that he needs to be on. I hope that he brought his mental game 100% because when Teofimo is on his mental game, he can be really, really special. But if he's been partying before the payday here and not wait until after the fight to party, we could have some trouble. Shakur really seems to be all about that business right now. He really does seem to be all about the business. Shakur getting introduced first. Mm-hmm. Champion of the world. Shakur. Love to see a big Shakur intro at MSG. Hopefully it's for a big win tonight. This is a big one, man. This is a big fight. This is a big fight. Who y'all got? Vote in the chat. Vote in the chat. Who you got? lost in 5 years. It's a tough fight for Shakur, man. It's a tough fight for Shakur. And Teofimo's got to start quick, man. Teofimo's got to start fast. He's got to start fast if he wants to win. If this becomes a battle of the counterpunchers, this could be a boring fight. It's starting right now, Ben. And it's starting right now. They just announced the fighters. They got Michael Buffer just for the main event. But yes, sir, it's starting right now. I've got my headphones on right here trying to get some audio to leak into the mic. But if I do the audio straight through, which I could do, but if I do it straight through, I'll get copyright struck, and I don't want that to happen, so. Here we go. Touching him up. Let's go. Round one. What is this guy saying? Is Shakur even a southpaw? What is this dude in bad left hook saying? Teo was beating every southpaw he's faced. Is Shakur a southpaw? I know, right? MSG. It's the atmosphere is awesome. Let's go. Packed house. MSG. And it is a front foot matchup. So I guess Shakur is a southpaw. Yeah, he is a southpaw. Wow, okay. That's probably part of why I like his style so much. Makes sense. Man, he's good. That's tough. That level of speed being a southpaw is real dangerous. That's real dangerous stuff. Teofimo jabbing to the front here, trying to push Shakur to the ropes. I like to see it, though. Teofimo needs to be the guy to move forward here. If he wants to win this fight, he's got to be the one to assert himself. Teofimo missing, leading a little bit. Touching and feeling a little bit. Teofimo leading the most. Shakur hasn't really landed anything solid, and that's not shocking. It's not shocking that I kind of feel like Stevenson has won this round. Big Teo chant from the crowd. Big Teo chant from the crowd. Left hand from Shakur. Nice shot. He gets Bud to stand up in the front row. Tough round to score because Teo has been leaning forward, but Shakur just landed the best shot of the round. Shakur is low-key already beating him to the punch. Shakur is low-key already beating him to the punch a little bit. Lopez has to push forward, but I really like the speed of Shakur's hands, even up a weight class. He's hit him with some nice-looking, clean counters here. That didn't land. Nice dodges there from Shakur. I'm almost tempted to give Shakur this round. Teo leaned forward, but he didn't land anything, and the best shots were from Shakur. I feel like a lot of people are going to give Teo that round because he moved forward. I might be a fanboy. See, people saying Lopez taking it seriously, and he is. They say edging it Teo on aggression. I kind of don't agree with this. That's what I thought it was a clear Shakur. There we go. Okay, see, Shakur landed the better rounds, the better shots in that round, in my opinion. Shakur won that round. Really nice tight counterpunching. Exactly what he needs to do. Teo tried to establish himself. It's not like Shakur didn't let him or anything, but he landed some extremely clean counter shots and didn't let Teofimo land anything clean. So it's 10-9 Shakur in my opinion. Some people might not agree with that, but that's what I got. We got 2 votes in chat for Shakur. Who else? Who you guys got in the fight? Shakur or Teofimo? Yep. Shakur very quick with that lead right. Very quick with that lead right. Shakur moves back so effortlessly. He moves back so easily. He's such a good back foot fighter. And Lopez hasn't broken in any of his back foot skills yet. If he has to fight off the back foot, he's not ready to. And now Shakur's starting to move forward a little bit and pump some jabs. I don't hate it from Shakur. Nice uppercut by Shakur to the body, to the liver. More good work from Shakur. Nice left hand. Switching back from leading with the jab to leading with the 2. Teofimo hasn't had much to say in this round yet. Teofimo making it like he's going to stand right in front of him. If you stand here, I'll stand here. Ooh, nice shot by Shakur. Teo landed one back, but it didn't look as big as the Shakur shot to me. Nice slips from Shakur, man. The little slips, little movements that Shakur does to avoid getting hit. Excellent stuff. It's always one big shot from Teo, but Shakur's got to keep doing the little things to avoid that big shot. Great art on the trunks from Lopez, too. Graffiti. New York themed to see Yankees logos on the trunks like from Bud Carrington earlier tonight with the Yankees pinstripe trunks. Jabbing forward from Teofimo, little duck from Teofimo. See, when the striking actually happens, Shakur is getting the better of it every time, from what I'm seeing. Nice paw away there by Lopez on a big lead right jab from Shakur. Fakes the jab, fakes forward. Lopez back to the high guard, hands low, switching up. More misses than pushes Shakur down. It's obviously a slip or a push. Either way, in my opinion, this is another Shakur round right now. Again, Shakur moves back so effectively. He moves back beautifully. Yeah. Shakur does seem a little bit more focused. Teofimo seems a little bit more jumpy. Little slips to the side by Teofimo. Good slips by both by both fighters. It's very hard for these two guys to hit each other clean. But Teofimo has the quicker hands, and Shakur has the quicker hands, and I think that's why he's the guy who's landing the cleaner punches here. When they get in close with those short exchanges, it's actually really where Shakur shines. It's one of those situations where I often compare people. People compare Shakur to a lot of fighters, but I've often said that the Sugar Ray Leonard comparisons are very apt because he's a very consciously very good inside fighter. In addition to the stereotype of him as being this outside slick defensive mover, he's actually a very very competent inside fighter with a pretty decent set of hands. Who could drop, a lower level fighter, maybe not, a high level guy. He might not be able to drop Teofimo, for example, in this fight. But he can hurt Teofimo. I think Teofimo's already feeling the effects of some of those hard, sharp shots from Shakur. It wouldn't surprise me. And Teofimo is the one already starting to really have to press heading into the middle rounds. And like I said before, Shakur is a round stealer, and he can just start racking up rounds on a tired Teofimo. So this is already starting to look bad for Teofimo. Teofimo's going to have to land a big shot to change this fight already at this point, in my opinion. I've got it. I've got it 2-0 Shakur. So it's 20-18 Shakur. I might just say 2-0 and score it later. start. Here's the deal. If there's a knockdown, I'll start scoring it with the 10-8 system, the 10-9, 10-8 system. Let me get my volume back here. Unmute. If you guys are new here, just like and subscribe, and as you can see in chat, go subscribe to the NPC Fights channel. I moved this stream over from the NPC Fights channel just to get more viewership because I feel like I'd get more viewership with my subs from this channel. But go like and subscribe to the NPC Fights channel because once I get a larger following over there and upload more of my fight content to that channel, I'll definitely do my fight streams on that channel instead of this channel. That's the goal, at least one day. Because my channel's live stream is getting really, really clogged at this point with all the different stuff I've been doing. But hey, I'm really, really enjoying streaming for you guys. Really, really enjoying making videos in my time off work. It's been a blast, honestly. And it's cool that anybody likes, that anybody subscribes, anybody joins in for these streams at all. So the support means the world. Ooh, and a nice overhand from Shakur. Lovely overhand from Shakur. Right over the top on the nose of Teofimo, who really hasn't. Every single time he has tried to land something big, it's been on a lunge in and he's telegraphed it. Stevenson is not really naturally, Lopez is not really naturally counterpunch yet in this fight. Teofimo has not let himself do any natural counterpunching in this fight at all. And that's a problem. Nice little touch there from Shakur to the body. Ooh, nice double jab there by Shakur. He might have dodged one of them, Teofimo. Nothing there, little exchange, little touching. Work to the body by Teofimo. You could maybe give this round to Teofimo because Shakur hasn't landed anything really square. Nice shot off the break there by Teofimo. There you go. There you go. Nice shot off the break by Teofimo. He might need to do some stuff like that, a little dirty boxing. But he's Teofimo, that guy in the comments said Teofimo's never lost to a southpaw or something like that. He's clearly having trouble with this southpaw. He's clearly having a lot of trouble with the front foot matchup here. And he's really struggling to, forwardly aggress. That was a nice shot, though. I might give this round to Tia. Nicely done. There we go. I kind of like Tio in that round. I can't lie. If you're going to give a round to Tio, Shakur's going to rack him up. This guy says, Teofimo not finding a lick or rhythm. I think that's right. Everybody in here saying 3-0 Shakur. But yeah, the jab from Shakur looks really good. I'm sure that when you actually rack up the stats from that round, it's going to look bad for Teo. Probably because of the jabs. I'm not even noticing it. But yeah, it's got a big fight atmosphere. This has been a great fight so far. And admittedly, I am being a little generous trying to give that round. One moment. I am being a little generous trying to give that round to Teofimo. I don't really know that that's his round. I don't really know that that's his round. Oh, sorry. Bro, I'm trying to change my... Sure, save them, dude, whatever. I'm going to say it's 3-0 Shakur for right now. I think Shakur probably did win that last round. Just with the jabs. He's doing a lot of the little things, doing a lot of the necessary little things. And he landed a couple square shots, actually, too, to be honest. And Teofimo landed some as well. Teofimo's best round of the fight, probably. It's impressive that Teofimo is still coming forward in round 4. Nice shot there by Teofimo. Ooh, but a nice uppercut from Shakur in the exchange. But yeah, Teofimo does need to let himself naturally counterpunch a little more, and I think he's doing that. I think that Shakur realizes that he's ahead, and he's going to start to press a little more. And you can maybe get a little reverse of what people thought it was going to be. But the problem with that is that Lopez has been the one pressing already, so he can't really rely on a comeback in that way. He's going to need to tire Shakur out, and right now Shakur is still very fast and bouncy. And just faster than Teofimo, and that's not surprising. Beautiful jab by Shakur. Oh, and he trips him up with a big uppercut. Lopez almost touches the canvas, but it's a big uppercut from Shakur, and expect Lopez to keep pressing. But this is Shakur's fight right now. If Teo just keeps pressing, Teo actually should make this fight more boring. But Shakur at this point is not going to let that happen. Shakur is going to move forward, sucker him into counterpunching, and then win the exchanges anyway because he's faster. He really could just start running away from this. Teo needs to find a big shot, but again, Shakur moves backwards so well. He moves backwards so fast. And it's like Teo is telegraphing his punches. I feel like to a lot of other fighters, those wouldn't be telegraphed punches and he'd be able to get in. But Teo, it's almost like he has no other idea than leading with that jab. And he always, I feel like, ends up lunging because Shakur just times it and moves out. So he just ends up lunging, Teo, every time. He just can't touch him with the jab, and Shakur can just touch him and touch him and touch him back. Tries to get him into the ropes. Ooh, nice shot to the temple. Nice 1-2 from Teo. Yeah, Shakur's the one moving forward actually right now in round 4. Nice left hook across the face. The jab from Shakur is so fast. That right hand is so quick. Right on the button, and a nice 1-2 by Shakur. They both do a little showboating, but Shakur's the one landing. Man, I keep saying Sugar Ray Leonard. We're at Madison Square Garden right now. I'm just saying, man, the comparisons are apt. The comparisons are apt. We're at MSG. This is a Sugar Ray Leonardish performance right now. He's just neutralizing the guy across the ring from him, and people are going to take performances away from him, but this is an offensive performance. That might have been a low blow there, but then he gives him the body shot might have been a little low, but I don't know. It's a great shot. Nah, it's not low. It's on the belt, and then he touches him with the left. That's beautiful from Shakur right there. That's beautiful stuff from Shakur. Teofimo might be about to lose to a southpaw. This guy in the comments, you said that Teofimo has never lost to a southpaw. Teofimo might be about to lose to a southpaw. People clowning his corner advice, saying you got to hit him. It's not that easy. It's also very, very true. I don't know what Teofimo should do other than completely sell out, and you have to pick a time to do that. This is 4-0. Yeah, you got to hit him, yo, is not great corner advice, man. You got to hit him, yo. This might be one of those situations where you see a guy fire their father. This kind of feels Daniel Dubois to me. I've said it a few times before. It just feels kind of Daniel Dubois, this situation. I know that was recent. And I'm not necessarily saying he was partying before the fight because I don't want to put that on Teofimo when it's not true. But he showed up late, and, you know, he's slow. He's slower than we've seen him. He's definitely slower than he was in the Lomachenko fight. He's probably a little slower than he was in his last fight, although he's against a much better opposition now. And he's facing somebody who can move back and move back effectively. And that's not good. Shakur is making it seem like he's willing to stand and trade with him, but he's not actually willing to stand and trade with him seriously. If Teofimo starts landing, Shakur is going to get out of there. See? He's just going to dodge back. Shakur's ability to get out and his ability to get in are both tremendous. Teofimo would have an ability to get in if Shakur couldn't get out so smooth. People are just going to say Shakur's running, but he's landing too much to really be running. Man, that was a nice left. Nice little straight. This could really turn into an ass-kicking over the rounds. It could, man. That jab is landing flush, but I don't know if Shakur really has that sort of Bud Crawford level of aggression or power to turn this into a sort of Crawford versus Spence situation where Shakur just batters and bruises him into submission. I don't necessarily know that can happen. I don't know that Shakur has the power for that, but he can definitely this could be a shutout right here. Lopez trying to get creative, but it's always burst-ins from Lopez. He doesn't really seem to have many ideas with how to get inside on this on Shakur, because the jab is always going to be there. The jab is really what's just backing Lopez up all night. Lopez tried to land a decent counter. He's trying to land the counter. But Shakur is winning most of the exchange. A little headbutt in there. Jarrell Miller's hair got punched off earlier in the card, if you guys weren't here for that. If you guys are enjoying the stream, subscribe to NPC Fights. You can find the link in the comment section over there. That's where I'm going to do all my fight streams in the future. We did plenty of fight reacts over on that channel today before this, and then we went live for the main event on this channel. Just because I wasn't getting enough viewership over on that stream, so I figured I'd get some more eyes on this stream. But sub here, sub over there. If you like fighting, if you like Football Manager, I can't wait to do Boxing Manager streams also. We had a lot of fun playing Boxing Manager. That's a very fun game if you've never played that and you like fighting. Lets you manage a whole stable of virtual fighters and manage their careers. It's 6-0 Shakur right now, by the way. It is 6-0 Shakur. I can just hear all the Shakur haters right now. What a performance by Shakur. Is it 6-0 or 5-0? We're going into the 6th round, so I think it's 5-0. What round is this? What round is it? His corner man doesn't know what round it is, so I guess I'm good. His corner man said last round said, just don't get hit. Or no, sorry, just hit him is what he said. You're fighting Shakur Stevenson. The guy's basically unhittable, and your advice is just hit him. And now he's asking what round it is. Once again, I just wonder about Teofimo's team and the seriousness with which he took this fight. Really, because Shakur is taking this dead serious and is completely locked in. Another nice shot by Shakur. Another nice shot by Shakur. Man, he is just perfect with that right hand. That right hand is perfect. I don't really even know how good of a fight Stevenson is for anybody in this weight range. I feel like a Devin Haney fight would be very technical, very slow, and very boring. But I feel like if you like watching Shakur, you like watching Shakur, and I definitely do. And I feel like he can make any fight entertaining. But the interesting thing here, what I expected, is that Shakur hasn't been on the back foot, really. Was that a knockdown, or did he just fall over? That seems like a slip to me. That seems like a slip to me. That definitely seems like a slip to me. Yeah, Lopez is missing like crazy. 7 of 45, man, to 18 to 33. Yeesh. Over 50%. He is really kicking his ass. Look at how accurate he is with that right hand. He might not have to hit him too hard. That big pawing right forward. I said that if Teofimo didn't show up in my preview video on NPC Fights, I said that if Teofimo did not show up, that this could be a 12-0 fight. It looks like that right now. Lopez just keeps bursting in. He needs to just like, I don't even know actually. To be honest with you, I don't know. Just start punching and then don't stop until he hits you back really hard. Just face wash completely. He needs to get inside and stay inside, and that's not possible. He's got a cut there over, it looks like his left eye. Well, next to his left eye, rather. Not surprising. That's where he'd get hit by the right hand, by the jab, and Shakur has been jabbing all night. I can't wait to see the jab numbers on Shakur in this fight. And the comparison of Crawford versus Shakur on the broadcast right now. Shakur is coming up in a different era from Crawford, and that might be unfortunate. And that Crawford got the benefit of, promotionally cooked matchmaking. And, Shakur is coming up in this Riyadh season, Saudi money, make the big fights era where he's going to have to fight the top guys for a lot longer, I think, than Crawford did, where Crawford got, not that this fight isn't for one belt, but Crawford fought a lot of fights that were just for one belt and fights that were beneficial matchmaking by his promoter. whether that be Top Rank or PBC. And Shakur is not necessarily going to get that benefit. 6-0 though. Shakur Stevenson. This fight is not close right now, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, man. If you guys didn't know how good Shakur was defensively, now you know. All the little slips, all the little things. He's a magical defensive fighter. He is so much faster than Teo tonight. Teo needs that big shot, and it's clear he doesn't know where to get it from. I haven't seen a Lopez round, but the work from Lopez has been so same-ish. He needs to find one punch that he can land reliably even. He still hasn't found even one. He has nothing to establish off of, and Shakur just has that jab all night long. Don't doubt these guys that train with Crawford. Don't doubt these snack fighters either, if you know what I mean. I'll only say that once on this stream, but that's how I feel. Yeah, he needs to find a punch that he can actually rely on. There's nothing he can rely on. He's just trying to burst in and get inside that way. He needs a more creative way to get inside. He needs to get low, bob and weave, peekaboo. I don't know what you have to do. Back him up into the ropes and start face washing him. Something. I remember one time in a. The problem is Shakur isn't back against the ropes at all. Shakur is not back against the ropes at all. That's really part of the problem here. Shakur is actually the one moving forward. He moves forward, right? Lopez tries to burst in, and then Stevenson moves backwards. And Stevenson is best moving backwards, and like I said, he keeps making Teo think that he's going to get to counterpunch. And I finally see a sand switch there from Teo. But he keeps making Teo think that he's going to get a chance to counterpunch, but he doesn't really have a chance to counterpunch. Because the second that he throws a counterpunch, Shakur just backs up. And Shakur has won this fight by backing up. And I know that that sounds corny or ridiculous or boring, but it's not that boring to watch, actually. Because he times his backup so well, and he backs up aggressively. Which is a very weird thing to say, but he's extremely aggressive backing up. He backs up almost all the time. He twitches and backs up in almost any kind of aggressive movement from Teofimo. Especially if it's something that he hasn't seen before or something new. He'll just back up and reset the exchange. Nice shot. There we go. There's something from Teofimo. There might be a little hope for Teofimo here if Shakur actually does get tired. If Shakur actually does get tired in the late rounds, he didn't win that round either, Teo. But if Shakur gets tired in the later rounds, there might be a way in it for Teofimo there. There was some good there at the end of that round where he managed to sort of stand with Shakur a little bit towards the ropes and kind of a little half space. But the problem is you're not going to really be able to back up Shakur against the ropes. And the best look in that situation was when he was back-footed, right? He looks best on the back foot, Teofimo, and he's not going to be allowed to be on the back foot for that long. His corner is clueless right now. His corner is out of ideas right now, bro. His corner is out of ideas. His dad's like, you got to feel the eye of the tiger right now. Yeah. Yeah, the corner advice isn't great from Teofimo either. It's a lot of classic stuff that you see from a fighter losing a high-level elite fight like this. It's a lot of stuff you usually see. Showing up late, seeming a little bit too energetic in the dressing room, using a little bit too much energy on the ring walk. The weird advice from the corner man, from his dad who's in his corner. It's just all the classics. People saying, oh, he dominates southpaws and then he gets beat terribly by a southpaw. 18 of 111 power punches thrown for Teofimo Lopez. Shakur Stevenson is a next level defensive fighter. 33 of 64. 33 to 18 power punches for Shakur Stevenson. There's no way to score this fight for Teofimo. There's no way to find a round for Teofimo. And all his dad is saying is, give me power. Come on. Give me power. He keeps trying to give you power. That's the problem, is that he's trying to give you power. He just keeps trying to do these burst ins and throw. He hasn't once tried to stop and let Shakur come to him. That's the problem. I think Shakur's too smart to really try to hurt Teofimo. Teofimo is going to keep trying to come at him, keep trying to be the aggressor, and Stevenson can just counterpunch all night long. All night long. If this, I was going to say in my preview that, if Teofimo showed up and really brought his full offensive skill set and made this fight a little more dangerous for Shakur, which doesn't appear to be possible. Shakur appears to just be too fast. I was going to say, this is the kind of fight that could go 15 rounds. If this fight went 15 rounds, it would be 15-0 Shakur. It's just going to be the same thing over and over, I think, in this fight, unfortunately. Teo's just going to keep moving forward. That's what I'm saying, though. He's stance switching now more. He needs to go a little peekaboo. He needs to be back and forth. He needs to get his center of gravity a little lower. That might be something there for Teofimo. And he's got to hope that Shakur can be more tired. There's been some decent work here, but Shakur hasn't really necessarily slowed down. But it probably wouldn't be smart for him to press forward too hard either, Shakur, and try to get a finish. I don't think it would be too smart for him to do that because, once again, we've got a desperate Teofimo Lopez here, and Teofimo is not a bad back foot puncher. But Teofimo should get desperate here, and, Teofimo is not a guy known for stance switching. He's very comfortable in his orthodox stance normally. But desperate times, desperate measures, and he's got to find some punch that actually works for him. By the way, it's 7-0 Shakur. And it's about to be 8-0. Huh? Here's some work from Teofimo along the ropes. A little showboat. I'm not really sure that he did win that round. The announcer says maybe he won that round. I might give it to him generously, but yeah, they say good round from Teofimo. So yeah, let's give that round to Teofimo. I think he did some good work there. I think Shakur is tiring out. There's a little hope for Teofimo there, and he's got that sort of little half space along the ropes to use. I got it 6-1 Shakur, though. I still think Shakur won that last round. But Teofimo did win that round. He did some good work there. I'd say he did land the harder punches. Shakur didn't really land a sharp counter punch. And I think maybe Teofimo is starting to figure out a little bit how to get inside and avoid those sharp counter punches from Shakur. And Shakur needs to not hunt the finish. Shakur needs to not try to get a finish. He doesn't have 7 rounds banked, though. But he hasn't even been stealing rounds. He's been dominating the fight. Once again, because of how easily he's been able to move backward. And Teofimo's corner is just desperate. Sorry, it's 7-1 Shakur. Let's start around 9. And that last round was the only one that I'm giving to Teofimo. It's 7-1 Shakur. My apologies. Nice body shot from Teofimo Lopez there. Nice overhands. Yeah, 79-73 there. The scorecard on the broadcast is the same as my own. 7-1 with Lopez winning round 8, being the only round that he did win. The jab is still there from Shakur, and as long as the jab is still there, Lopez can't really move forward that effectively. Nice left from Stevenson to the body. Another tried a little combo to the body there by Teo, but it misses. Again, Shakur moving back. Teo's got to learn to just chase him, but not chase him too quickly. That's kind of the key. He can't run after him when he runs back. He has to sort of move forward when Shakur runs back and try to tempt him back into the pocket. He's got to just do something to get Shakur to stand in the pocket with him and not move back. And I think that half space along the ropes is a good spot, actually. Sort of right here. I think Teofimo might not even be in a back spot with his own back against the ropes. But Shakur's not going to let him be there. Shakur is still controlling this, but Teo looks a little better. Ooh, nice shot by Teofimo. It wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad shot from Teofimo there. Don't think it's enough to win him the round, though. I think Shakur's been landing a lot of jabs in this round, and he landed a big shot earlier. Another jab. That eye is red from Teofimo, although not cut up. It isn't even round 10, though, yet. And it's felt like a much longer night for that from Teofimo, probably. Shakur needs to move a little bit more. Shakur is looking a little more tired and a little more flat-footed, and that's not good. Teofimo needs to bring the power, though. Which is weirdly, that was bad advice from his corner, but right now, I mean, hey, he needs to throw some power shots, and he needs to, I mean, the problem is he needs to knock out Shakur to win, and that just isn't going to happen, I'm afraid. But he needs to land that big one magical shot. And right now, he's just still doing his work. He's throwing these big combos, and he hasn't landed. He's thrown a lot of combinations. He hasn't thrown one combination where every single punch has landed. That hasn't happened one time in the fight. Lopez has thrown a ton of combinations in this fight. He hasn't landed one clean combination yet. And Shakur got the better of the exchanges in that round. Some people might give that round to Lopez because the ring positioning is better for Lopez now, but I'm giving that round to Shakur once again. Yeah, there you go. 8-1 Shakur. Like and subscribe if you guys are enjoying the reactions tonight. This is the worst night of Teofimo's career. This isn't going to be a split decision loss like Cambosos. This isn't a war. This is him learning very, very harshly that there's levels, and he might be very well rethinking his coaching situation after this one. I'm just telling you, Shakur was not celebrating too early. Shakur was not celebrating too early and enjoying the payday before he got the payday. And I'm not saying Teofimo was doing that, but I'm not saying that he wasn't. I am not saying that he wasn't. Why are you showing up late for the biggest fight of your life at all? I showed up late for Spanish class in high school. You know? I showed up late for math. I showed up late for like some classes in college that I had to take that I didn't really want to. You can't show up late for the biggest fight of your life, bro. I'm a musician. I don't show up late for gigs. If I was playing a gig at Madison Square Garden, I'd probably be there the day before. What are you doing? Why aren't you in your fighting trunks? Why are you hanging out? With the NFL player in the locker room minutes before the fight instead of taking. I mean, Shakur was like taking a nap. He wasn't even in his robe. Nice body shots there from Teofimo. This is good stuff from Teofimo, though. Again, the positioning is better for Teofimo here. But Shakur's still doing some good work moving forward. Nice jab there. Nice left there. Eye really beat up and bloody on the face of Teofimo now. Oh, what a beautiful slip there by Shakur. That was a gorgeous slip. I don't know if you guys saw that. Oh, man, a beautiful check right hook there from Shakur to spin Teofimo around, and a big miss from Teofimo. Shakur's head movement is so fast and so natural. He is impossible to hit, at least the way that Teofimo is trying. And Teofimo, that hug, I think, is more of a result of Teofimo just doing anything he can to get inside. I'm telling you, he needs to get low and bob and weave a little bit. he needs to try to Mike Tyson this thing a little bit. Really. Because he's just trying to stay high. He can't jab in. He obviously can't burst in. He could try to give him a bit more of an angle, but that's another thing I've been surprised at. I'm not seeing too many angles from Teofimo. It's a lot of the same thing over and over again, and I think that's a big part of the problem with his ring, with his corner advice, right? Has his corner said give him angles? Has his corner said box him, son? No, his corner hasn't said any of that. And he's not trying to think like a counterpuncher. He's trying to move forward, and that's why, Shakur is able to sucker him in by moving forward. And man, he is cut up. That is a lot of blood on Teofimo's face. That is his left cheek, which is exactly where that right jab has been landing from Shakur. And just like Keyshawn Davis before, when you've got a good enough lead hand, for Keyshawn, it's the left. For Shakur, it's that right jab as a southpaw. When you've got a good enough lead hand, you can use it like it is a straight. You can just throw it like it's a power punch. That's how boxing works. Watch footage of Sugar Ray Robinson throwing like a triple hook to the body with his right. I mean, I think Sugar Ray Robinson was an orthodox fighter. So I think, maybe that was it was a triple left, actually. It was a triple left hook, so it was his lead hand. If Shakur is a southpaw who's fighting as a southpaw because he's too good to be an orthodox fighter, man. He's just too talented to fight orthodox. Why would you fight orthodox when both your hands are that good and you can basically trick everybody? And Teofimo Lopez doesn't have the key to open this lock, to solve this puzzle. He's tried everything he can already, and it doesn't look like much. But I'm telling you, his corner that cut's already back opened up already. They just got him out of the corner, and the cut is bleeding down his face already, man. He is broken, beaten, scarred, Teofimo Lopez right now. And I said there's some rematch potential in this fight. I don't think so after what I'm watching right now. I don't know who Shakur goes after next. Do you just rush him right to the Devin Haney fight? It'll be really interesting to see who they line up Shakur with next. It'll be very, very interesting. Teofimo resorting to more grappling, little goofy spinning back fist out of the clinch there type thing that he didn't actually take seriously. Little paw from Shakur. Shakur is still so quick, still so much quicker. But a lot more clinching now from Teofimo. And the truth is, there should have been more of that early in the fight, but I don't know why his corner hasn't told him to try to give a few more angles and just, I don't know. Yes, there has to just be more angles shown. There has to be more looks shown from Teofimo. Because I feel like Shakur has given Teofimo a lot more looks than Teofimo has. But Teofimo is a step slow, and Shakur is still so effective moving back. Right? When Shakur moves forward, you can't trust that he's really moving forward. There's a triple jab from Teofimo. And another big shot, another two big right hands from Shakur. Shakur is so good with that right hand. This is a crazy thing to say, but I get the intention for how good Shakur's right hand in this fight, how fast he is. He could actually maybe beat Teofimo without his left hand. Just with one hand tied behind his back, I think Shakur could maybe beat Teofimo tonight. Teofimo doesn't have the speed. He's a step slower. Shakur is the same speed at this weight. There's no speed difference at all. There we go. There's a nice 1-2 from Teofimo. See, he went a little lower there. Makes Shakur miss there. Fighting off the back foot a little bit. Good looking stuff from Teofimo for the first time in the fight. Test that jab. Maybe Shakur's a little tired. Lows to the body. Nice sequence for Teofimo. Maybe real generous and give him this round. The cut's still too bad, and there's a big winging left hand from Shakur. Right onto the other cheek. Shakur is just locked in. He's been locked in from moment one. Nice moving jab there from Teofimo. It looks nice. But Shakur's jab is so hard. It's actually also a very hard jab. He can step on it and make it even harder. He really can customize and shape that right hand how he wants it, Shakur. Big sweeping right. He's not even using that left that much anymore. Nice left. Right as I say that, he pops Teofimo's head back, and then it's another 1-2. And he dominates the end of the round and hit. That's a stolen round right there from Shakur. That was more how I thought this fight would go from the start, where Teofimo looked a little better and implemented the offense, and Shakur still managed to steal it at the end. So I've still got that round for Shakur, 9-1. Teofimo is learning the hard way tonight. Teofimo is learning the hard way tonight that there's levels in boxing. There's levels in boxing, and man, I mean, just the attitude before the fight. I keep saying it. You can learn a lot from before the fight sometimes. Sometimes you can really learn a lot from the locker room. You got Teofimo hanging out with NFL players and Shakur Stevenson taking a nap, and Shakur Stevenson has been locked in. Shakur showed up to work today, man. There's no question at the biggest fight of your life, you got to treat it like the biggest fight of your life. And they try to close up that cut on Teofimo's eye, and it just opens right back up. I think it's on his eye. I think it's actually on his eye. It's 10-1 Shakur, by the way, not 9-1. I guess I'm falling around behind, but it's 10-1. It's not a no hitter. I gave Teofimo a round somewhere, and I think it was round 8. I gave Teofimo. Loaded up punches there from Teofimo to the body. Teofimo landed some decent stuff here. Shakur doesn't seem too active, but again, Shakur's done the smart thing here and hasn't hunted the finish. That wouldn't have been smart. You don't want to leave yourself open for Teofimo to potentially land a fight-changing shot. There never was a fight-changing shot from Teofimo in this fight, and he is still just trying to burst in with that quick jab and then that big overhand left. Sorry, overhand right. That lead left jab and that overhand right from Teofimo, and it's just not working. 1-2-1 from Teofimo. The last punch misses. Once again, Teofimo hasn't landed a complete combo this entire fight. He has not been able to land a full combination. That cut bleeding from his eye. Shakur continuing to pressure that cut with the jab. And Teofimo, just like he has no other choice but to burst inside, but he hasn't really gotten low for a burst inside yet. But a nice left hand across the face from Shakur right there. Couple nice quick dodges there. These guys are both very talented fighters still to be boxing like this after 12 rounds, but Shakur just a class above tonight. Love touch. Ooh. Into the corner there by Teofimo. Rocking him into the corner, and Shakur honestly still the one standing in the middle of the ring and doing most of the moving forward. Busting his head back with the jab still. You can maybe give this round to Teofimo, but it's a big winging. I guess left hand by Shakur. I think he switched stances now. No. He's still southpaw. That was a left. Okay, it was a left, which is his main shot. Sorry. Teofimo back to the high guard. The crowd gets loud. This was a great fight. This is a great show by Shakur Stevenson at Madison Square Garden. What a performance by Shakur on the first really truly big stage of his career. And Shakur really showed up. He's going to get in the corner and climb the ropes, and I think Teofimo knows that he didn't win that one. I think Teofimo knows he didn't win that one. That was a tremendous fight by Shakur Stevenson. We learned something very important about Shakur Stevenson, and that he is absolutely a pound-for-pound fighter. He should be on that pound-for-pound list. He should be... he should be the guy that people want to fight in this weight class. People should stop calling out Devin Haney and call out Shakur Stevenson, and I wonder why they aren't going to. I wouldn't want to fight Shakur either. I would not want a piece of Shakur Stevenson either. People were saying Teofimo Lopez wasn't going to have trouble with southpaws, and Teofimo doesn't have trouble with southpaws. He had a lot of trouble with this southpaw tonight. And that right hand is an unbelievable weapon for Shakur. And like I said, I think Shakur could probably have beaten Teofimo without his left hand in this fight. His right hand was so good tonight that he could have beaten him without his left. But he set up that left fantastically. He landed some huge left hooks. He landed pretty much every big punch you'd want a fighter to land in a fight. And that jab was just snapping Teofimo's head back all night long. All night long. He was on point with that jab. That's why you have that big cut on Teofimo's left eye. Just getting pounded with that right jab. And a brutal, brutal result there for Teofimo Lopez. It's definitely going to be back to the drawing board. But Teofimo was out of ideas for the entire fight as Terrence Crawford is flexing on him. Kind of cringy. But it's disappointing. I think the attitude that Teofimo took to this fight, and it's disappointing to see a result like this for Teofimo. I think that's much more of the, position here. I think that Shakur had magical speed. Shakur had great combination punching. Shakur figured out his opposition very, very quickly. But it was a very basic game plan from Teofimo, and there were a lot of signs, like I said, of a of a fighter losing his belt, of a fighter going into the biggest fight of his career and not necessarily handling it the right way. And I think Shakur treated this like the way that any great fighter should treat the biggest fight of their career, the same way that he treats every other fight. And I think that speaks to the professionalism of Shakur Stevenson, that like a lot of the greatest of all time, he is a 24-hour around the clock professional, and he is always in camp. He's always training. He's a professional boxer first. And I'm not saying that Teofimo isn't, but it's not a good sign showing up late to the biggest fight of your life. You know, you shouldn't show up late to your high school English final, nevertheless the biggest fight of your life. And I think it's telling that Teofimo was partying with NFL players and Shakur was taking a nap at the same time, like I said earlier. And Shakur's hands were so much faster than Teofimo. He was reacting so quickly, and the thing that won Shakur this fight was the backward movement. Honestly, more so than anything else. Shakur's ability to move back won him this fight. And Shakur's there with his daughter. It's very cute. Definitely won this fight 11 rounds to 1, 12 rounds to 0. It'll be interesting to see if there's a unanimous decision. It'll be very interesting to see if there's a unanimous decision. Unanimous decision. Shutout. 12-0. You guys know what I mean. There will be a unanimous decision. But it should be a 12-0 shutout, at least on one card. I'll be curious to see how many rounds they gave Teofimo. But it's just disappointing how few ideas Teofimo had in this fight. I expected there to be a lot more. And I felt like there was no point in this fight where Teofimo's corner ever said, give him angles. Right? Hey, show him some angles. I did not hear the cards be announced, unfortunately. One moment. Oh, my controller's not plugged in. Sorry. And I think that's 1 round each for Teofimo. So I guess the judges probably all scored round 8 for Teofimo. That is also how I scored the fight. Me and the judges were in agreement. It was just round 8 for Teofimo Lopez. And it was a really disappointing approach by Teofimo, man. It was a disappointing approach. Not a lot of ideas, and he never really decided to shift off the center line and give Shakur the angles that I feel like he needed to. And Shakur really controlled this fight by moving back, by staying on the back foot. And there wasn't really even a sweet spot anywhere in the ring for Teofimo, to be brutally honest with you. I felt like he fought decently well, sort of back against the ropes in that half space, being able to counterpunch. But Shakur kept Teofimo in a space where he couldn't move forward and he couldn't counterpunch. When Teo would move forward, Shakur would just move back. And when Shakur would move forward and Teo would start to counterpunch, guess what Shakur would do? He'd move back again. So Shakur won this fight moving back and keeping Teo unable to move forward on him and implement offense. And, you can't really call that running away, because the truth is it wasn't running away when Teo was so willing to stick on the center line and so unwilling to, cycle out and use alternative angles. It makes it very, very easy for Shakur to win the fight just being a little bit faster and moving backwards. And I mean, dude, Teofimo had the faster hand. Sorry, Teofimo, Jesus. Shakur had the faster hands all fight long. All fight long from round one. Just insanely fast jabs, insanely fast counters. And he didn't let Teofimo counter, which is Teofimo's strength. That's like what I said in my preview video over on NPC Fights. That Teofimo was able to beat Vasil Lomachenko because of his counterpunching. So don't let that guy counterpunch you. Allow him to move forward on you. And I think Teofimo knew that if that, Shakur Stevenson, like, he obviously, Teofimo doesn't watch my videos. I have 8 subscribers on my fight channel. But in my fight channel, I said that Shakur Stevenson was a round stealer. And Teofimo needed to definitely recognize that Shakur Stevenson had the potential to steal rounds in the middle of this fight. And so he came out accordingly very aggressive, trying to take early rounds, and I think showed his entire hand to Shakur pretty much immediately. And Shakur learned that sort of whatever burst in move, Teofimo was trying to use. Learned how to counter that immediately. From there, the fight was easy because Teofimo never offered him angles. And to be honest, the corner advice from Teofimo was atrocious. There was really nothing other than you gotta fight. You gotta fight him. And then later in the fight, it was power. Just show him power. And then like he gets really desperate after Teofimo was like, he said something about his hand. Maybe Teofimo was gonna come and say like, oh, give an excuse like, oh, I broke my hand or something like that. I don't know. But he said something about his hand. And his dad just goes, his dad in the corner just goes, you got to give him the eye of the tiger, son. And it's like, all right, man. Like the advice from Teofimo's corner, the team, I think, let Teofimo down. And I wouldn't be surprised to see some kind of coaching change from Teofimo Lopez after this, because Shakur Stevenson made very clear what the elite pound for pound fighters in the world look like. And I think there's something to also maybe the size of this fight, the scope of this fight, the scale of this fight. Teofimo probably a little more locked in the bubble against a guy like Lomachenko who was on the way out in his career. This is a fight against the Shakur Stevenson in his prime at Madison Square Garden. And I think that, the size of the stage was definitely different than Teofimo's signature performance. So he wasn't able to duplicate that signature performance tonight. But he also wasn't able to duplicate that signature performance because the actual style matchup, like I said in my preview video, is so different and so unbeneficial. And the way that Teofimo had to win this fight was to land damaging shots off the back foot, and I didn't see really an ounce of that. There was no place in the ring that was really possible other than when Teofimo had his back sort of towards the ropes and Shakur was chasing him, but Shakur would never chase Teofimo too much in this fight. If Teofimo would land something dangerous or even give him any kind of a new look or a new punch or a new angle, Shakur would just move back and reset the exchange. So Teofimo could never really get anything started. He threw a lot of combinations in this fight. He never landed a clean, complete combination on Shakur in the entire 12-round distance of this fight. He maybe landed a little 1-2-3, dig to the body that you see in every single fight, that we saw in every fight in this card, that we saw Jarrell Miller land 15 of in his fight where his hair got punched off, right? But Teofimo, if that's the only actual combination that you're landing in a fight, that little 1-2-3 to the gut, that's a bad night. When presumably he thought he was going to fraud check Shakur Stevenson. But Shakur once again just outboxes, outspeeds, outpunches an opponent. And, Teofimo needs to go back to the drawing board. And I think this is a good chance for Teofimo to, reset the game plan here and realistically assess his career. Now that he knows that there's somebody in this weight class who's genuinely, truly faster than him and that he can struggle with southpaws, because like I said before, I think he might have taken for granted that, he can beat southpaws. Yeah, you can beat southpaws, but have you beaten a twitchy, fast, defensively excellent southpaw like Shakur Stevenson? Because Shakur Stevenson didn't really let himself get hit clean, and when he did, it didn't really affect him too much. He had the faster hands, he had the heavier hands, and there was some real heavy snap on those punches. So I have the fight. I'm going to score it the exact same way that the judges did. We'll put up the official score, which is 119-109 to Shakur Stevenson. Only round at Teofimo won was the 8th. So it's back to the drawing board. I expect to see a bunch of big fights for Shakur. And, it's sad that Shakur doesn't quite have that knockout power. I think that maybe back in the day, you would see some fights now for Shakur against some guys that he can actually really properly KO because you want to sell a fighter with knockout power. Um, but I wish that Shakur had a style that included knockouts that he would be a little more marketable to the public in the way that a Sugar Ray Leonard used to be. And I don't know if he quite has, um, you know, the platform that Mayweather did necessarily, where Mayweather was really a product of his time and his era. And I don't know if Shakur is that same kind of guy. I don't know where the super widespread pop culture appeal is going to come from with Shakur, but he definitely deserves that kind of fame for his skills. I think he's without a doubt the finest American boxer of this generation, and there's a reason why he hangs out with Bud Crawford and why him and Bud Crawford are such great friends because Bud Crawford was the greatest of that last generation. And like I said during this fight, I do kind of worry for Shakur's career in that Terrence Crawford, like Floyd Mayweather, grew up in an era that was a little bit, came up in an era that was a little bit more beneficial. Somebody picked Teo in the chat. That's hilarious. Nice pick. Um, for what? Retirement? But I think that Shakur is growing up in an era here, is coming up in an era with, Turkey Allah Sheikh and, making the bigger fights quicker. And he's going to be in a tough situation with, his matchmaking, I think, in a much tougher situation than Mayweather and Crawford were in early in their careers, where they were, signed to certain promoters like Crawford with Top Rank and with PBC and Mayweather with Showtime, where they just get beneficial matchups because of promotional contracts and holding only one belt. And I think honestly, from a business perspective, from a career perspective, it might behoove for Shakur to take a page out of their books and maybe disappoint some people with the matchmaking going forward. I know that's not what people want to hear. I'm saying, oh, you should have disappointing matchmaking. It's the opposite of what fans usually say. And it's not that I wouldn't want to see Shakur versus Devin Haney, but like for Shakur at this point, with the guys in this division, you got to be willing to do rematches, especially if you're going to dominate a guy like Teofimo. If Teofimo strings together a few good wins right now, knocks a few guys out, even though this is a dominant performance, I could see there being a rematch in a couple of years if Teofimo gets his career back together. For Teofimo, that starts with firing your entire team after that because the corner advice was bad. It was just straight up bad. He never got off the center line. He never showed Shakur any angles, and it's absolutely wild that his team never said show him angles and that they were just saying, give him power, show him the eye of the tiger. When clearly your fighter is facing something that he's never faced before, that's a twitchy, backward moving southpaw who can also switch to the front foot and just start battering you with combinations. It's a totally new challenge for Teofimo, and I think it speaks to how hard of a challenge that it was that at the end of the fight, I was just saying, as Teofimo seemed to be out of ideas to counter Shakur and actually get inside, like peekaboo, like maybe go low, little low switch stance peekaboo Mike Tyson thing to get inside because I didn't really see any other way for Teofimo to get inside on Shakur. He had no ideas to get inside and stay inside. And Shakur, the only times that they were trading in the middle was when Shakur wanted them to be trading in the middle. And that's one of the most important details of this entire fight that I can say, that they were only trading in the middle when Shakur wanted them to be. And that tells you everything about who was in control of this fight. So yeah, we'll see. It could be some interesting creative matchmaking for Shakur Stevenson. A lot of other interesting things in the world of boxing going on. I'm definitely going to turn this section into my, you know, uh, thoughts and a reaction video afterwards here. But some other interesting stuff going on in boxing today. I think Murtazaliev beat Kelly. It was a very weird fight with a lot of swings. Both fighters got knocked down, but I think Murtazaliev's knockdown was a little more solid than Kelly's knockdown. Both knockdowns were kind of awkward. But I think that Murtazaliev did enough good work moving forward. I just think that the announcers were so biased towards Kelly in that fight. They clearly wanted Kelly to win. The crowd was for Kelly. It was in England. Uh, Kind of discouraging. It didn't really seem like a fair shake was given to Murtazaliev in that fight on the scoring. Josh Padley with a really great performance with a really sweet knockout on the undercard, proving that he's more than just an electrician like people said. That was also very, very cool to see. And I'll have a thoughts and reaction video on UFC 325, even if the main event was a little bit one-sided, more one-sided than I wanted it to be. I thought that OSP performance was pretty awesome in the co-main over Dan Hooker. They really gave Dan Hooker every chance to defend himself in that fight, but ultimately they had to call the fight there at the end. So yeah, guys, stay tuned for more combat sports content. I will head out now. That was a very, very fun stream. Subscribe to the NPC Fights channel for more streams like this in the future, for more content like this in the future. These thoughts that I have on this fight right now are going to be uploaded as my reaction video to the Shakur Stevenson Teofimo Lopez fight on the NPC Fights channel. So go over there and just give that a like, give that a view, give this stream a like, give my main channel a like, give my fight channel a like, and I will see you guys for the next big fight stream, probably on this channel because I was able to get a lot more viewership on this channel that I think I would over on the fight channel. The fight channel still needs to get a little bit more established before I do these big fight reactions over there, I think. So I will see you guys on the next one, and I may be back right here on the stream to play a little football manager again. We will see. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But peace out, you guys. It's been very, very real. That was a very impressive performance by Shakur Stevenson.